The tigers are all here. They're doing great. They're getting acclimated to their new areas. They're getting to get out on the grass and run and play, which is really awesome. Each tiger has over 10,000 square feet for their habitat area. The animals can't get out and move around. They're not getting great exercise. And, it's important that every animal, especially these big cats, are able to get out and run and play and stretch their legs and build muscle. That's really important. Just like all of us have to do a little exercise if we like it or not, so do the tigers really need to get out and get some exercise too. Well, one of the big males, that he's really nice and friendly and was really accommodating, was good on the whole trip. Some of the other cats were a little just, a little shaken. It's kind of scary, I'm sure, for them. We came in and took them out of their home and brought them to Arkansas, where it was a pouring rain when we got here, and we unloaded them in the rain. But, they unloaded okay. And now, they're really starting to understand that they're going to get fed every day, get medicine as they need it, probably twice a day. And they're also going to get, sorry about that. And they're also going to be able to get nice clean water in their dishes 3 times a day. So that's
Wow.
something that our animal care people will take care of, make sure the animals get all their needs met. And that's really what they need to be um, healthy and have a good life. They need those things. Well, we had worked through the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance. Actually, we were founding members of that. We worked with some of our group there. We're also part of the Wild Animal Network, Confiscation Network, and we were able. They contacted Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance. They contacted me. There was a lot of prep to go into travel to Nevada from Arkansas. It was over 1,400 miles each way. So, we didn't know how many cats were going to be there. We didn't know if there were going to be 4 or 12. We had no idea really. So we wanted to make sure that we had all. So we brought 2 trucks and trailers. We were loaded up 10 crates just in case. And we have to put wheels on those, and because they always go flat over time, if you're not using them every day. So we ended up having to buy wheels for them, put wheels on our new wheels on our trailers. We have 2 trailers, so that adds up quite a bit, and then truck across country with our team. Well, I'm not really allowed to tell a lot until it goes through the court system. So, I can just tell you that I've been on over, we've rescued over 500 animals over the years, and this was as bad as any I've ever been on, and I've been on some pretty terrible rescues over the years. Atrophy is just a weakening of the muscles. When they're not able to get up and run around and, walk or more than just pace back and forth in a small enclosure, that's not going to build any muscle for those animals. And, whenever they can get out and run and play and actually do things that tigers should be doing, then, that muscle will build back and hopefully everything will be great. Whenever you have a female in heat, and at first we were loading the cats, almost going to load the male in there, and we realized he was really excited because she's in heat. So the best thing we could do is just separate all the males and put them in one trailer and put the females in the other, and then we didn't have that worry anymore. Yes, once the case is closed, then we can talk more about those things. It's just really important that we don't do anything to jeopardize the case right now. Um, these animals really deserve a ending of life with some dignity and respect, and that's what we plan to give them here at Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. Well, we started the refuge in May of 1992, but my dad rescued the first line in 1978. And then we ended up with another line a few years later. And then the end of 91, 92, we ran into a lady with 42 lions and tigers and 3 cattle trailers. And, my parents were suckers for animals. So we basically sold everything we had, moved here to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, where we'd been looking at a piece of property that was 460 acres for about 11 years. And we worked out a deal to actually purchase that property and move all those animals here. and the calls just started coming in, honestly. Once people realized that there was a place to take these type of animals because they'd gotten them, maybe they got too big, they eat too much, just everything that you can imagine trying to own a tiger. Then we started just rescuing as fast as we can. And since that time, we've maintained over 100 big cats for the last 33 years, um, right here on Sanctuary. You know what? With most of the cats, just living in that dirt and grime, um, it's just not good for them. This is a great experience. It's like walking on carpet for the first time, or grass for the first time if you've never gotten to do that. It's a great experience for the animals to get to play and run without just dirt, nails, and other things under their paws. The Big Cat Public Safety Act got passed in 2022. So the end of 2022, the president actually signed that into law. 2023, we've done everything we can to build out our facilities to be able to accommodate as many animals that need homes here in Arkansas at our facilities. But now, since the Big Cat Public Safety Act has gotten passed, that's illegal. You cannot do that anymore. And if you haven't registered your animals with the federal government, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, then you are holding those animals illegally now. So if you weren't part of the 99 people that registered, then you're holding your animals illegally. That's all that registered was 99 animals got registered, and we know that there's anywhere from 10 to 20,000 out there in the U.S. In private hands. So we believe that, we want to help anybody that can who's taking really good care of their animals to keep those animals if they can. But if not, you need to be reaching out and try to figure out what you need to do if you have a big cat in your backyard or basement. Yeah, we have an amazing staff here. Back in 1997 or so, my husband and I started an internship program. So we bring in biologists, zoologists from all over the world, and they stay with us for so long. And once, 6 months is a normal internship. But if they stay a year or 2 years, then most likely that is going to take that resume from the bottom of the stack to the top of the stack at any zoo across the country, or if they're trying to get into vet school, because we're training them how to take care of big cats and large carnivores. We're training them to take care of them without getting hurt. And to not get hurt, you can't put any part of your body in a cage and expect that that's the only way to not get hurt in this business. In the mornings, everybody gets fed fresh water every day. That morning, their bowls get sanitized every day, and then they get medications if they need them. They get their area cleaned. So we have a way that we can actually put the cats in their den box if they need to be there. It's attached to a 20 by 40 foot cage that actually is concrete. And then we can either lock them in the den box, we can lock them in that cage, or we can lock them out in the habitat. But every part of that habitat we can access for cleaning purposes. Mostly chicken, turkey, or beef. We also provide a lot of supplements on the food that we feed, because it doesn't have any integrals of the animals like if they were in the wild. So we have to make sure that they're getting that supplemental vitamins and nutrition that way. We expected that there would be another white and black tiger there. When we arrived, it was not in there. We were afraid that it had been let out. So once we got the survey, the area where we knew there was no wild tiger running loose, then we went on about our business, and our jobs to get the rest of the animals out of there. But we had heard that it had went to a taxidermy, is what he had said. So, we are open to the public every day. We have a great education team here. The education team takes you around our habitat loop, where there are animals that love to be out in the public, and it's all educational based. So you can spend the night here. We do have lodging on site, so that's a great way for you to actually get to know the animals, get to hear the lions roar. You know, we have more than just tigers here, but we have lions, and they roar. And when they roar simultaneously normally. So that kind of echoes through the valleys, and they say you can hear it from up to 5 miles away. So when you're right here on site, it can get really loud out here, but I do believe they're going to come around just fine. We're already seeing it with some of the cats. You know, they're starting to develop trust, and that's the big thing. You know, is get them to trust us, and they're going to realize really quick that all their needs are met here, and there are people here that really care about them. They love them already, so and they will get the best care they can possibly get anywhere in this world. So whenever we agree to come and help. The Department of Justice or any of these other counties or cities that need the animals to be out of their area, you know, and it's a real public safety issue. You know, whenever somebody has an animal like this and maybe the caging is not up to code, you know, and that's why they create codes and things is because they, you know, if it's not up to code, it could be very dangerous for anybody, not only on that property, but anywhere outside of that property. So it's really important. And you know, our organization is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're run by a big group of people that just dedicate their entire lives to taking care of these type of animals. It's pretty much all we do. So, you know, I'm so proud of our team. Our veterinarian is just amazing. Our curator and other staff are really great too. So we've just it's just been great to see all these people blossom through the years and actually you know, it wasn't any problem for us to do this mission. Our website has all that information, tcwr.org will get you right into our website.
Okay.
You can adopt the animals, you can sponsor them, you can adopt habitats, you can do any size donation you want. It all adds up and it all helps. And, you know, we can't do what we do without you guys out there helping us raise the funds we need to create and meet our budget.